All right. Well, good evening, everybody. Evening here I am. I know it's later on. It may be the next day where you guys are. But again, just want to follow up the because more information has come out since this morning with the breaking news that Sony has signed you want to call it a letter of intent. They do have an agreement, and Sony has confirmed it. This morning, Sony had not confirmed anything since this morning. All this news came out, so they have signed a 10-year deal that is confirmed. Was also not confirmed is that whether it also includes other Activision games or not. Some people are saying it doesn't. Some people say it does. Doesn't matter at this point. This is done. Okay, this is over with. We can actually move on. So I would have done a podcast later this week, but when more information like this came out, and this will be short, so everybody just welcome. I know there's not a lot of people here. Just hit the like button if you don't mind. Gave a we had a B2 do a flyby for the podcast a little bit earlier, so go ahead and check that out. A little bit earlier was a B2 on the podcast. So shout out to Northrop Grumman if you don't know who makes the B2, and yeah, but this is a done deal, and Sony got what they wanted, and so did Microsoft. Sony got a 10-year deal. They got a 70-30 split. They were able to keep that. So they will keep 30% of what this game makes. Microsoft parent company will keep 70%. So again, they'll still take their 30%. And people are like, well, XYZ, Sony bent the knee. And not really, they got the deal they wanted. And they got everything in the deal they want. They have no risk involved in it. If the game is still, the IP is still viable 10 years from now, well, okay. They'll or 5 years from now, 6 years from now, that's fine. But you know, they've been negotiating. Other things have come out. They've been negotiating for 1 year. And again, the fact that Sony signed a deal this fast means that this was already being negotiated. So this says that Sony has confirmed it will last a decade. Let's see here. What else is here? This has to do with the UK stuff. That's tomorrow, I believe. That they go with that tomorrow. So, and it says Microsoft has consistently pledged that it would keep Call of Duty on PlayStation and expand it to more platforms. Have to wait and see, but we know it's coming to PlayStation and PC now. Let's see here. Microsoft could potentially use Call of Duty to hurt PlayStation even without pulling it by offering it first or better on its own console. Microsoft has denied it would do this, or by offering Sony an unfavorable revenue split on sales and games. So again, they're on record already saying that they wouldn't do that. So this is done. I mean, people are, I don't understand the whole thing on Twitter at all. This is over with. The fact that the Xbox community is bitching about it shows you who got over on this deal. So it's crazy at this point. But this is done as far as Sony is concerned. Whatever happens in the UK, Sony can't control. They might be able to put in a wink, wink, nod, nod. We're okay with this type of thing, but there's just not a whole lot more left to say about this. It's a 10-year deal. It's a 70-30 split. It really reminds. I've heard people saying today that to me it reminds me of the Bungie deal. But I mean, Microsoft keeps Bungie's games on their platform with no risk. And it's a 70-30 split. That's the standard. And now, and MLB The Show, I don't know how that splits because that's made by a Sony first party studio and it is farmed out, to somebody else to put on Xbox. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But I said earlier, and this confirms that Microsoft is now a third party publisher. You can put games on Nintendo, PC, and Sony. You're a third party publisher. So, but again, I just came to see if anybody that wasn't here this morning had any questions. This is not the this is exactly what I thought it would be. I look at this as like MLB. I've heard people saying that, well, the PlayStation community won't pay for it, things like that. That's not true because MLB The Show is a top 10 selling game. It's a top 10 selling game, and that game is on Game Pass, and you got to pay full price on PlayStation. It's still a top 10 game. So it is. So people need to get over themselves, you know, if you're in that camp. Let's see here. This $1 trillion a year child got what they wanted. No, did they really? Did they really? We don't know. So nobody gets everything they want. Everybody gets a little bit what they need. That's what Mick Jagger said. Can't always get what you want, but you can get what you need. So seeing if there's any questions. Shout out to everybody that's here. Oh, shout out to JRo49 is here. I saw J-Ro over there in J-Tech's chat. What's up, Nova Red? How are you doing? So Rihu says, I thought you had addressed this on your previous stream. Well, some more details came out. That's why I wanted to just come on. Another desperate move by Microsoft, says Brian Walensky. Possibly. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Xbox version is somehow better than the next PlayStation version. It can't do that. They testified in court that they would keep parity. That's a court issue at this point. This is beyond anything else. They said in open court it'd be 100% parity. It is what it is. That's it. That's it. Sony has no reason to hold back anymore. I don't know why they would have been anyway. And also the snitch put something weird up. I don't know if you all follow the snitch on whatchamacallit. So he had some weird cryptic message. It was like P. It was like a large P, then an X, and then an S. I'm like, people are like, it means this, it means that. I'm like, it doesn't mean anything. It can mean poon for all we know, right? So, well, I mean, I think Gangster Gummy is saying that they had no reason to celebrate. Yeah, they do. I mean, they have more content going into Game Pass, and people are like, well, Call of Duty won't go to Game Pass. It doesn't matter. You're gonna have to do the same thing with Call of Duty that you did last year. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. Well, it's gonna be in Game Pass. Well, so is MLB The Show. People went and bought that on PlayStation. I mean, they did. They don't say they didn't, because it's a top 10 selling game. It is what it is. So, and anybody saying this earlier today, last night, this morning, whatever you want to put it, saying this is going to be different. No, it won't be. Like I said, these are fanboys calling it through the eyes of a fanboy, a boy, not a man, not a businessman. All right, you relax. You don't. People were like, well, when MLB The Show, when they had to publish that on Xbox. People in the PlayStation community, they're not gonna buy it. They're not gonna. Yeah, these weird ass fanboys. I mean, these guys. You can see why these guys can't get a girlfriend. I mean, you listen to them talk. They're not gonna do this. This is for the real gamers and the casuals and all that kind of. Man, shut up. Shut up. When's the last time you held a woman's hand? I held her hand, not your mom, not your cousin, not nothing like that. When's the last time you held a woman's hand? That's what you all got to start asking yourselves. Sony already bought Bungie. Bungie puts games on PC. They put it on Microsoft. They get a 70-30 cut. This is the same thing. MLB The Show, top 10 game, right? It's a top 10 game. You can look it up yourself. I ain't going to do the homework for you. I already put a link in the description if you want to go see yourself. But I'm just saying, it is what it is. So it is what it is. Mario, he's right. This is business is business. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's why I like what's going on here, because I'm looking at it as a businessman. Forget about everything else. These fanboys. That's what I'm saying. When these fanboys aren't in the room when the business is done. They outside waiting for information so they can get you hype. So I mean, it is what it is. So this isn't going to all of a sudden take PlayStation hardware unit sales or whatever Sony's next box. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know that. I know that. So I mean, look, Sony will be fine, but this is done. They signed a 10-year deal. So that means 4 years from now, it's going to be 2027. Guess what? Call of Duty be on PlayStation. So you can call in the B2 and get one-man army, and you go online and put on your headset and be like, well, I'm going to stand over here. You go shoot that person over there. You can do all that now. So you can do all that. So Call of Duty's going to sell a lot less in 10 years. Possibly. We'll see. Well, he said too many fake gamers out there celebrating a deal like they work for Microsoft. Well, I mean, again, who cares? Who cares? I mean, it should be celebrated. It's a big deal. Okay, it's a big deal. So what? So what? And what changed for Sony exactly? Because you still got to go pay for the game like you did last year. You do. You do. Now, what could change? That Microsoft could say, well, it's only going to be a digital release. Now, that, as somebody that collects physically, I wouldn't like. But again, I'm not. The next game I buy for Call of Duty will be what? Modern Warfare 3. Then I'm done with it. I'll have 1, 2, and 3. I'm good. I've got Cold War, and I'm happy. That'll give me 4 Call of Duty games. I'm good. I'm happy with that. So, Mr. Deception said he ain't played since 2015. There you go. He's half a decade. He been playing for not playing for over for over 5 years. Yeah, that's good. Because Sony will be fine. They signed a 10-year deal, and they still going to do what's best for them. Yeah. Nothing changed. I mean, literally, you bought if you went to the store tonight and you bought Call of Duty, guess what you're going to have to do next year? Do it again if you want to buy. Okay, so nothing changed for you. Well, again, Microsoft could say the going forward next releases will be digitally only. Okay, all right, fine. They may say, well, in order for you to play Call of Duty, what's that one that's there's one that's free that people just play that game's free anyway. Like, well, you have to sign in through Xbox and create this other account. Okay, that's going to be nothing, because that is the first step on bringing Game Pass to PlayStation. If something gets hacked, if something goes down, if the game is crummy, Sony got nothing to do with it. Cannot blame Sony. Can't do it. You can be blaming Microsoft. Okay, so it's a no risk thing that Sony did. So it is. Hey, this is the last time I'm really going to talk about this. I mean, I'm talking about it. I'm sure we'll talk about it on 60 frames, no lag. But as far as me addressing this, I can honestly say I would maybe something when the CMA and CAT gets done with it. But I can officially say I'm gonna talk about this today, Tuesday night, then whatever happens with the CMA, whatever happens there, and then if the FTC still sues, I mean, for all we know, the FTC will pull their suit tomorrow for all we know. I mean, we just don't know. You got World War II, Cold War, Black Ops 3 through PS Plus. You'll buy games. Yeah, well, that's fine. Yeah. I mean, nothing. My whole point is nothing changed. Nothing changed. It's the same thing it was this morning when you got up, when you went to bed last night, when you kissed your significant other on the cheek. It's the same today. I mean, nothing changed. So, and people are like, well, they're going to miss out on 70%. They were missing out on that anyway. Sony's not going to get the 70%. Well, they weren't getting that anyway, so nothing changed. They kept their 30%. Well, what if the PlayStation community doesn't buy the game? Again, there's nothing Sony can do. It is now up to Microsoft to sell you the game. Okay? And you as a consumer have the right not to buy it. I mean, it's nothing changed. Oh man. So, but I just wanted to bring this because this signifies the bulk of what this is about. It's a 10-year deal. This is through Axios. I made sure I didn't go through some sorry fanboy thing. So, but they've agreed. Again, Sony has confirmed it. It is a 10-year deal. It's only for Call of Duty. Apparently, I got told it was for like 5 Activision games, but then somebody contramanded that and said, no, it's only for Call of Duty. Fine. I mean, again, nothing changed. Nothing changed. And it's just like, you know what? It is what it is at this point. I'm just glad it's over. I mean, there were people online on Twitter trying to start fights. I'm like, why are you trying to start fights? It's a 10-year deal. And they testified in court it was going to be parity. Brother, get the likes up, by the way. What? You all are lazy. Get the likes up. So, but it's a 10-year deal. It's not going to change. Well, I mean, the money this, the money that. Look, Sony got 30% before. Like this morning, Sony was getting 30% from Activision. Guess what they're getting from Microsoft? 30%. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. And so it is crazy what's going on this time. So you're waiting for Assassin's Creed Mirage. Me too. Me too. I'm actually going to buy that. Ghost of New Eden. Don't know about that one. And Spider-Man. Yeah, I mean, I think everybody is. I mean, that's the cool thing. I'm waiting on I haven't heard of Ghost of Eden. So, but yeah, I'm waiting on Madden. Okay. I'm waiting on Starfield. I'm waiting on Helldivers if people get that. So again, I think when you really look at it, it's the same thing that you had this morning, man. So this gonna hurt Call of Duty down the road. Maybe. Like Yoda told Obi-Wan Kenobi, difficult to see the future, for it is always in motion. All you can do is control what you have right now. So are you going to now buy it? Are you just going to stay away from it? And it's either way works. Okay, because it's what you want. People are like, well, I won't buy it till it's on sale. Okay, fine. So then Microsoft makes less money. Okay, fine. Some people will get it in the secondary market, which, I mean, you can do that. Microsoft gets no money out of the secondary market, meaning like you go to the Target and it's not on sale, but you go somewhere and it's, like GameStop or something like that, or you get it used somewhere, your friend buys it for you, whatever. And so it is what it is. Cannot access the success of the deal. The deal is successful. Okay. It's just a matter of, you talking about how much money it makes. Okay. I mean, fair enough. The deal is done. This part of the deal is done. But we're not, the process isn't done yet. The process. All right. That's all we're saying here. The process. So COD's going to have a lot less players than had most of the players on PlayStation. Fair enough. I mean, I'm not here to say you're wrong. And if you're going to say that the PlayStation community is going to boycott the game, that's fine. I mean, you're a consumer. You have the right. You have the right to say that I'm not buying it. So money, quality of output. Yeah, all that. But guess what, Mario Heat? Sony no longer controls the quality. You no longer have to worry about any of that. This is a Microsoft first-party game now that's coming to the PlayStation. I'm going to say that again. This is a Microsoft first-party game coming to PlayStation. It is what it is. So, Star Wars Outlaws is one of those games we're looking forward to. Yeah, but that's not till what, late next year is what they're saying. We can't say Bethesda was at W or L yet. Well, I mean, again, we won't know. Yeah, I mean, we won't have to worry about it. If you are in the Xbox ecosystem, then you worry about it. If you're not, don't worry about it. So, Starfield is going to have a big launch. I can tell you, because there's too many people talking about it. I'm talking about there's major channels, 50,000, some have 100,000. It's gonna have a big launch. All right. So it just depends on how it plays, all that stuff. Yeah, Madden 24, I'm playing that. Helldivers 2, I'll probably end up getting it. So, okay, look, yeah, there you go. Rise of Ronin. You see how people can start just moving on now? This deal is done. But again, I really wanted to just kind of touch base on, and I know everybody's been talking about it all day. I don't know what the arguing is about. Sony got what they wanted out of this deal. Like I said, they negotiated with Disney the same way. They negotiated with Disney the exact same way. And they did the same thing to Microsoft. So they got what they wanted out of Disney, and they got what they wanted out of Microsoft. So, you think the Starfield will end up knocking on PS5? Possibly. Possibly. Have to wait and see. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. So that's the main thing. So, but again, this was any questions, because if not, it's Sunday. I have to be up at 5:15. So I can, if you all got any questions or anything, questions, comments, shoot them out right now. If not, I'll sign off, and then you all can get back to your lives. Hit that like button if you don't mind. So, yeah, Xbox is now multi-plat. And again, Xbox may have you signing in, which I don't know how that's going to work, because, again, the next Call of Duty game I get will still be under Activision, and then I won't get any more after Microsoft takes over. So, please buy our games. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. So, Xbox is Sega now. Well, I've been saying for months they were going to go third party. You're just saying that, you're a pony. Well, here we are. Here we are. So, now I don't see Starfield coming. I mean, it's just, you guys are going to have to. I mean, a game this similar to Starfield is Elite Dangerous. So, I mean, I don't know if that matters to you, but if you want to play a game similar to that, play Elite Dangerous, play No Man's Sky. Okay? That's, it is what it is. It is what it is. So, hit that like button. You gave me flowers on my, appreciate it, Win Street. He said he was the first one to stream the breaking. Yeah, well, like I said, we know the truth, man. I appreciate you giving me my flowers, though. So, yeah, no man's cheeks, whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, about to say Marlon kind of lives in his own bubble almost. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the best way to put it. No, we were live on, if you don't know, go back to the 10 o'clock podcast, and big shout out to Ice Queen Gaming, the Queen of Ice. Said she put in the chat here, check Tom Henderson's email, or check his Twitter. I checked his Twitter, I didn't see anything, and then she sent me the story, and it was from The Verge. So she was talking about the story from The Verge. I'm like, oh, okay, well, we broke that story about 30 minutes after it had gone live. We broke that story. So, and yeah, we stayed with it for the rest of the morning for about another hour. I was here from 9:30 to 10 to 11:30 this morning. So I saw Marlon's podcast come on, but yeah, shout out to Windsweep for that. So let's see here. Anything else? Sam Walton said he's glad it's finally over, but I'm interested to see what Sony will do next. Well, the next game Sony we're getting ready for is what? What's their next first party game? Is it Spider-Man? So that they're getting ready to start amping up Spider-Man's marketing. They're going to start amping that up, I say, in the next 2 weeks, by August. You're not going to see a ton, because August is the NFL month in the United States. So that's when training camp starts in another week in the United States for NFL. And then preseason starts like August 10th or something like that. So I say probably after that second preseason game, you'll start seeing some stuff. But we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, we told you Xbox is going to go multi-plat. But Sony has in a way with Bungie, but that was the deal with Bungie. Bungie was like, we will not agree to this. We got to put games on all platforms like we've been doing. And Sony said, fine, because we need you for something else. And that's exactly what we got. NFL training camp starts this week for some. Like I said, so I know it's over the next 2 weeks. So But don't let people say this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna be happening and all that kind of stuff, because MLB The Show proves those people wrong. Okay, it proves them wrong. So, but anything else here? Not to sound definite. I'm trying to stay on for another 10 minutes here. So you gotta give me something to talk about now. So think it's definitely Spider-Man or Helldivers. Yeah, we have Spider-Man, you have Helldivers, you have Baldur's Gate. Again, you got Madden's coming out, Assassin's Creed Mirage is coming. You got plenty. We got plenty. So Xbox had no other way to compete. To get out Zaddy's buck. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. You're right. I think Game Pass kills Xbox, and they'll end up multi-plat trying to push Game Pass on every platform. Well, we know they're going to do that, like Ubisoft's Plus thing. Yeah, we know that's coming. That's already been disclosed in the UK documentation there, Nova Red. PS5 Pro, can you share now about PS5 Pro? Just imagine being the stuff that's 1440p 60 will now be like 4K dynamic 60 with ray tracing, stuff like that. They're gonna put a lot of cool stuff in there for people. Things that you like. There's a very good chance it will be only digital though. It could be only a digital console to help keep the price down. Do I like VR 2? From what I've heard, I don't have that yet. I don't have VR 2 yet. I did buy Gran Turismo in a concerted step so that I will go ahead and get PSVR 2. That's where I'm moving, probably in the fall with it. But I want to get my PC upgraded first. That's first thing I want to get done. That Baldur's Gate 3 is a day one buy. Yeah, there you go. So you're going to buy it in September. Yeah, a lot of people sound like they're going to buy it. I mean, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like a lot of people are buying it. So I certainly hope it's a successful IP. But as far as the way it works, them putting it on Game Pass, you don't have to worry about it, because again, nothing changed for you if you're going to stay playing that game after the deal closes. Okay? Because I think Activision is due out one more game, maybe two, and then that's it. I don't know when Modern Warfare 3 is coming out, but we'll find out. So, do I want a Barbie game? I heard that movie bombed. I heard it's bombing bad. I mean, it's everything that's going on in the movie industry. We're never gonna. I can't say we're never. I still think Deadpool 3 makes $1 billion because it's got Wolverine in it, and it's gonna have a whole bunch of other mutants in it, allegedly. So I think it's gonna be more like an X-Men reboot movie, is what I've been told. But I think that makes $1 billion, and that's it. I think that's the last movie that makes $1 billion, but that's whenever it comes out, because the writer's strike, that's affecting everything. The Last of Us season 2, I think they got the first 1 or 2 episodes written, and now they said if the delay goes on for at least a month, the shows start getting pushed back. So you're gonna watch Oppenheimer? Yeah, now you're talking. I'm gonna see that too. Yeah, I'm there for that. I'm gonna go see it on Saturday though, because I'm going to a little outdoor show on the 21st. Yeah, I heard it's bad. I mean, I'm not gonna look it up. I heard it's bad. I haven't looked at the numbers yet. I have that junket as far as the information, but I am not. I mean, I'm afraid to look at it. I heard it was bad though. So, I mean, I heard it was bad. But we're gonna see how it does. So, so I heard it was bad though. Heard it was bad. So we're gonna find out. Not boycott Activision. So the deal that Sony signed with it, if Call of Duty or both, it's for Call of Duty. It's for Call of Duty. So whatever Call of Duty comes out with, they get it on PlayStation same day. They get whenever the DLC comes, PlayStation gets it, It's going to be parity. They can't make it 1440p on PlayStation 4K on that. I mean, they can't. They testify in a federal court they would not do that. So if they do that, the federal court will then step in and say, no, you all committed an act of deception against the consumer and it inflicted harm on the consumer. Therefore, you're going to get your cheeks clapped. So, it is what it is. Her Sound of Freedom is doing really well. I heard that movie's doing well. So, outdoor concert. Will I watch Sound of Freedom? Probably. That's a movie that I got to be in a certain mood to go see. So, I'm not in the mood to see it right now. I'm more excited about Oppenheimer. But again, I'm biased. Oppenheimer's my favorite scientist ever. So, but yeah, I will get around to watching it. Lots of series reporting on how Tim Ballard is a grifter. Okay. Okay. Oh my goodness. So let's see here. Yeah, I will watch that. I'll watch it. I think this will harm Call of Duty scene as Xbox gamers don't play games less. Well, it's a great question, Boycott Activision. I appreciate it. The truth is that we don't know how the Xbox community is going to react. But let's just say they get 11 million downloads because the game is going to be put on Game Pass. Let's say they get 11 million downloads, and then the PlayStation community. I heard Jay Tech talking about this. He was like, "Well, the PlayStation community isn't going to go buy something that's not on the Xbox that's got to pay for." I call BS because it MLB The Show. There you go. But we'll see. We will see. When is PS5 Pro coming out? I expect an announcement by this time next year. So he built the big boy for Hiroshima. Yeah. The way that Atom was split. Yeah, he did that. So he's a scientist that when he saw it explode, he said, "My God, I've become death, the destroyer of worlds." That's one of his famous quotes. So Mary Wilcox says she likes J Tech, but sometimes his takes are a bit out there. Again, shout out to J Tech. He looks at everything through the console war. Everything. Okay? So that's just the way he looks at it. So, which means he's going to have some outlandish takes. What are the pitfalls from the Hawk? What are the pitfalls of PC gaming? Ultimately, it's not as bad as it used to be. It's just the hardest thing about PC gaming for me is you have to decide where you want to game at. Because you hear all these clowns talking about, well, I got a 480, I got a 4080, I've got a 3080, I've got a 6800. You have to decide where you want to play. So you want to play at 1080p, 100 plus frames. That's a different build than playing at 1440p 60, which is different than playing at 4K. You have to make that decision. So the downfall is actually getting started, and then the price. You almost have to. PC gamers literally have credit cards on standby just to buy stuff for their PCs. So I've talked to them. They're like, nah, man, you need to keep at least $600-700 on your credit card ready to go in case these sales happen. So it is, so there's not really a downside. Just the entry price is still expensive. So oh man, I become Chocolate Thunder, the destroyer of cheats. Oh my God. Oh man. So but yeah, I mean, if you don't have a TV, that's another thing you got to understand. If you get a PS5 Pro, do you actually have the correct television set to take advantage of what it can and can't do? A lot of people can't take advantage of what the PlayStation 5 is doing right now because they got the wrong set. You know, I was one of those people. My X85J is still sitting over there in the corner in the box because I can't find nobody to buy it. Like, I can't find nobody. So, what's up, Alfonso? Asuna, how are you doing? Why can't everyone get along and just play and not worry about anything? Well, Asuna, that's a legitimate question. I don't, and the answer is I don't know. Because I was talking to some people on Twitter today and they were literally trying to start arguments. I'm like, I'm not going to argue with you. They signed a 10-year deal. Microsoft testified in court that everything will be parity, parity. What more is there to talk about? I mean, literally, what? I mean, are you going to say, I mean, what changed? If you're in the PlayStation community, what are you going to do? Say that, well, you got to go buy games. I mean, that's what we do in the PlayStation community. That's like, Jamar Chase scoring a touchdown. That's what he does, right? We're going to buy our games. And then they're going to be like, well, we don't have to pay for it. Well, fine. And you also have a console that targets 30 frames per second because you don't buy stuff. So it is what it is. It is what it is. So, they can do a lot with that 30%. Yeah, they're saying 30%. They keeping the same 30% they had. I mean, there's nothing changed. So, you went to bed and got up this morning. If you wanted to go to the store and buy Call of Duty for PlayStation, you're going to have to pay for it. Guess what? You got to do it today again. It's the same thing. Nothing changed. So, but that was a good question there by Asuna. I don't know if Asuna's a male or a female, so I appreciate the question, Asuna. Always a pleasure. Thank you for coming by and asking, and hopefully always come by and say hello. So don't everybody's welcome. So PlayStation does not, it's a zero risk deal for them. No, they don't have to worry about marketing anymore. How much money do they have to spend on marketing? They never have to do it again. All they have to do is say, when's the game coming out? Oh, you're going to release it on this day? Okay, fine. Okay, that's it. That's all they got to do. You've been playing Exo Primal on PS5. It's pretty decent. Okay, cool. Glad you're enjoying it. Mario Heat's going to get a C1 or C2 and sell. Y'all planning on upgrading? Yeah, I mean, I almost bought a C2 a few weeks ago, but I chased myself out of the store. Like, I was running out of the store. So, yeah, that C2 is a good one. Of course, the B2 is really good. And the C3s are out now. Not C3PO, the C3s, which are gorgeous. I mean, these are the ones they showed at CES and just, oh my God. So, Paul Girl says that everybody likes Microsoft. Yeah, they're a company. Just buy stock in them and go. So, I mean, that's all I can really say about this going forward. This, get that's all, seriously. So, I mean, I have stock in them, so I'm good. I'm happy with what my Microsoft stock is doing. Boycott it being on Game Pass doesn't help. Capcom ain't gonna see any revenue from that. Oh yeah, that's right. They are putting a game on Game Pass. Yeah, that's true. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. I mean, again, like I said, it's at this point, it's a it's a pissing contest between the fanboys. It's not the gamers. I mean, you're gonna have to go buy the game like you normally buy your games. Okay. So that's why everybody just kind of shrugged their shoulders, like, okay, well, what's the big deal here? Asuna again says, what do you think of the Xbox YouTubers who are now excited that PlayStation lost Activision and just calling their... well, I don't think anything. Because they didn't lose. I mean, they have Activision's most popular game for a decade. What else has Activision put out? Okay? I mean, seriously, what else do they put out that people actually play a whole lot of? So, I mean, you're gonna say what? Crash Bandicoot. Nobody. I mean, again, I hesitate to say that a lot of people don't play that. So, but you don't really care about it. Yeah, like Mary Wilcox said, they're children. Who cares what children think, right? So, you just can't worry about it anymore. I mean, I'm gonna assume Sony may do some things here. Buy games on sale after a while, cheaper, more refined versions. Yeah, that's true. That is true. That's what a lot of people do. They buy games on the secondary market. A lot of people are doing that now. So the last Crash game was great and sold badly. Yeah, I heard about that too. So Mario Heat, yeah, sales are not bad. Yeah, I mean, I heard it was a. If you like I mean, I never have played one Crash game in my life, but if I'm gonna platform, I prefer Ratchet and Clank. But that's me. That's a preference. I mean, you could bring back Sly Cooper in those games. I mean, they can bring that stuff back if they wanted to. So I personally want a Parasite Eve game and a Chrono Cross and Chrono Trigger game. But that's me. Dino Crisis. If things are going to be remade, PS5 or PlayStation remaking, remastering The Last of Us 2. That's what I personally. Hey, look, I'm not in that room though, right? I'll be excited when that stuff gets announced. So, but yeah, I didn't argue with nobody today. Like, I literally was like, I ain't arguing with you. They signed a 10-year deal. This is over with. Everybody's moving on. So, my recommendation is that you guys don't argue with people either. That's all I can really say. There we go. We just made Miss Asuna is now a moderator. So let's see here. What else is going on? It's. I mean, I don't know if you saw the Wu-Tang Clan story and why they signed them, and they said, well, yeah, you all can sign with other groups individually, but when you perform as Wu-Tang Clan, any album that comes out where the whole Wu-Tang Clan is on it, they have to be on this one label. And they didn't care because they're like, yeah, individually you guys are good, but when you're on stage together, that's what people want to see. And that's the way I feel about Activision. What makes Activision the most money? Call of Duty. Again, that's where they make their money. So that's all good, right? It's all good. Let's see here. Oh, they brought back Tomba. Cool. All they need is a 3D Dot Heroes remaster. There you go. There you go. So, yeah. So this is over and done with. It's all good. Very excited. Very excited. So Candy Crush, but that's a phone game, right? That is I mean, I know people that love that game. So that game is more popular than Angry Birds. I never thought we'd see a game, a phone game as popular as Angry Birds. I don't know why the birds are angry. They're like, well, the Parasite Eve games will be nice remakes. Yeah, they may come back. They may come back, especially if Sony gets Square. Sony can say, yes, we would like a Parasite Eve game. So, I mean, that would be a fantastic way to kind of tip your cap. But we'll see. We'll see. It's a mobile game. And again, guys, look, some of these mobile games will be coming to like Sony's phones and tablets and stuff like that. So it is what it is. It is what it is. The Angry Birds. Well, the birds were angry because the pigs stole their eggs. So, and the birds got angry. So henceforth the term Angry Birds. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But Guys, I'm gonna jump on off here. It's about 8:30 Eastern time, so I usually turn in here. It's about minorities protesting. Oh my goodness, look at you. So you don't see Square Enix working with Xbox ever again. Oh, well, why not? Why not, Mary? Why not? So I have to wait and see. You know, if Sony has indeed purchased Square Enix, then I'd be like, yeah, that's possible, but never say never. Never say never. Like I said, Kane remake, that would be cool. That would be cool. Yeah. But all right, guys, I'm gonna jump on off here. Definitely appreciate it. Just wanted to touch base again with you guys. The newest again, Sony has signed a 10-year deal. There's what's the good part about it? They don't risk anything. They don't have to spend money on marketing anymore. They don't have to meet with Activision anymore unless they want to. So that's up to them. It is up to them. But all right, guys, you all have a good rest of the week. And I will talk to you guys in 48 hours on 60 frames, no lag. Make sure you go over there. This will probably be a big topic unless there's some other breaking news. So you all have a good evening. You all take it easy. And we'll see you later. Deuces.